Stories to lift each other, give hope to push us further, and encourage one another. Behind the scenes beauty.
Anthony Hamilton is proof that good things come to those who wait. The multi-award winning singer, songwriter, and producer once waited 10 years from when he first signed to when he actually dropped his first album. His fame rose when he released his platinum second studio album, Coming Where I'm From. Anthony talks to us about what sustained him in that time and how he stayed encouraged. He talks to us about his many business ventures since, including Hamilton's Corner Store, his own music label titled Music Box, and his latest collab with Hat Millinery, Francis Gray, led by Debbie Lorenzo. He also makes sure to give back with his nonprofit, Taste Foundation, which means take a step to elevate. Its point is dedicated to empowering, educating, and enlightening disadvantaged communities with an emphasis on Black men, boys, women, and girls. Anthony shows us that you can go as far as you want when you let your faith sustain you. All right, that's right. You're here for another episode of Behind the Scenes Beauty. I have with me, this man is a multi-award winning. He's an entrepreneur. And when he says he's a lover, it's true because he got 6 kids.
Yeah.
I have with me the Anthony Hamilton.
How you doing, man?
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
So it's only fitting that you do this show because I, being a hairstylist, you are a barber.
Barber stylist. Actually, I did both, men and women. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you was married, did you do your wife's hair?
Absolutely. Some of the best haircuts she ever had. I did them, created them, and especially her shortcuts.
So what sort of sparked your interest in doing hair?
It's just something that, coming up down south, you either, you can be a janitor, secretary, doctor, or, a barber. A barber was something that was close to the neighborhood where you go and you felt at home. And so I fell in love with the energy in the barbershop. And there was this one guy, there was one kid named Sean. He had this really coarse hair that was thick. And he never had a shape up. And I wanted to fix it. So I told him, I had never cut a head in my life. So I told him, I said, if you come by the house, I'll cut your hair for free. He was like, all right, he did it. So I did it with a big razor and some scissors, man. And I did a great job. And from there, I fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. I work with Whoopi, but Whoopi went to cosmetology school as well.
I never did
And she
that.
still actually keeps up her license. So I wanted to ask you, do you keep up your license?
I haven't gone in a long time. Yeah, I go.
So your license is expired?
They probably are expired, but I think I might get a little favor by going there singing Charlene.
I think you should. I think you should.
Yeah, I'm going to get them reinstalled, so.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so I try not to make these interviews repetitive. I've been watching you all morning. I did all my research on you. I know you're from Charlotte, North Carolina. I also know about your history and trying to make it in the music industry. In the other interviews, I know that you talk about there was a 10-year moment from when you got signed to when you actually felt like you made it. What sustained you in that 10-year period?
What sustained me in the 10 years? I think the passion. If you have something that burns really, really deep and heavy, you can't get away from it that easy. I think the passion for it, and just every time I felt like I wanted to give up, another door would open or a window would crack. If there was something that made me stay, I'd meet somebody who was closer to the light than I was, and it gave me, it ignited me to keep going.
So was there ever those moments that you felt like maybe it's just not going to happen for me?
Probably after the 4th record deal that fell apart, I was like, right around when I started, singing Charlene and writing those songs, we were going through a breakup and a failed record deal. I think that was at a moment when I was at my darkest. And, I just started writing it. Eventually, I was asked to do a Grammy brunch with Londell McMillan. And I had a chance to sing. Isaac Hayes introduced me. It was a room full of everybody, Kanye West, Alicia Keys, Prince. I went out there and sung like it was my last time.
Okay.
And caught the ear of Jermaine Dupri's father, Michael Malden. And from there, it just...
doors opened up.
Man, thank God, about time.
So what was the moment where you felt like I can finally breathe? Like that you didn't feel like you was in that struggle anymore?
I think once I was singing at SOBs downtown. I think when Jermaine and the whole staff of Arista came and did a takeover, they bought all the tickets and pretty much just they forced me into the Arista family. I was like, no, I'm signing. You signing with me,
Right?
I think then it was like, okay, it's really real. I went up to the office. I had to sing "Coming From Where I'm From" about 10 times. I was like, okay, they really invested in this, and they're kind of in awe of what I'm bringing to the table. So I, at that moment, I think when the check finally cleared.
That's what always does it.
Yeah, I think the check kind of helped out a lot too.
That will always do it.
Yeah, that's a real check.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you work with Andre Harrell, who is one of the great music giants, executive giants. What is some of the advice that he gave you that sort of sticks with you after he's passed?
Wow, Andre gave me a lot of advice, but keep it sexy, keep it hot. You gotta give people, you gotta make it sexy. It's gotta feel good to people.
Ooh, hello.
And you got to make them do this. If you can't make them do this, then it'll fizzle it out because there's a lot of great voices.
Right.
If you can't make them dance to that voice, cry to that voice, make love to that voice, go to church with that voice, then what are you doing?
Who were some of your musical influences? Like who?
Wow. I mean, from the gospel world to the country world to reggae, man, there was a lot of music that I listened to. Al Green, Aretha Franklin.
Which Al Green you won your Grammy with?
Yep, I did. I won a Grammy with Al Green, and I didn't get no picture, Al. I want my picture. You owe me a picture. I didn't want to bother him.
You haven't seen him since then?
I ain't seen him since then, not in close proximity, but I want my picture, Al.
Al, please give him his picture.
Yeah. So, Al Green, Joe Cocker, you had so many great voices back then. Teddy Pendergrass, OJ's, and then you had James Cleveland, Shirley Caesar, Open Country, Kenny Rogers, and so many different voices, man, that influenced me. Okay. And, Natalie Cole, so many.
Okay, so I know your songs are like your babies, and like everybody says, you can't choose from, you can't pick one over the other.
Yeah.
But I do want to pose this question to you. So 3 of your songs.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 songs that sort of represent a pivotal moment in your life? And what's the meaning behind them?
I think Coming From Where I'm From, that's when the story started. That's when people really started opening the book of Anthony Hamilton, paying attention. I was able to tour and see the world. That was one. And then, wow, as I grew and grew, Charlene really, really, really changed. A couple years into my life, I was nominated, and all these people who never would have given me a chance were listening to my music.
Quick question: was Charlene was that based off a true?
It was a relationship in time. Yeah, it was a time of heartbreak, and that was one. And then Po Folks, Snappy Roots. I think that was a time. I didn't have all. I wasn't making the money that I was, but we had grew a family, and that was a bond and a musical family that I had that I felt like they understood where I was going. And then The Best of Me,
which I love.
That was some happy days. There was some happy days in my life. And then you had Django.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I done made it.
Yeah. You also had the movie with American Gangster.
American Gangster, yeah. Those 2 songs in American Gangster.
You
Those-
did Daddy's Tyler Perry's movie. Didn't you have a
Yeah.
song on there too?
Daddy's Little Girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you got
Best Man Holiday. Did a lot of,
soundtracks.
yeah. My first soundtrack was New York Undercover for Andre Harrell.
Oh, really?
Did a duet, I Will Go.
Did you get to sing in the studio? Like, you know how they used to do the clip of the person singing? They would go to the little club after the show. Did you get to sing, or did you?
I didn't know. I had a real video out, like in the woods and all out somewhere in New York, upstate. And did I do that?
Because you know that they would, after,
Yeah, I
after
know.
they saw the
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
they would go and sing.
No, I didn't do that one. No,
Oh, okay.
no. They made mine a real big video.
Oh, okay.
Put it out. Yeah, that was a good time.
Oh, okay. So I know you're an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I really didn't realize how big of an entrepreneur you was. I did not know you had Anthony Hamilton's Corner Store.
Yeah, Hamilton Corner Store, grits and cornbread,
But it's not just grits and cornbread. There's knives. There's
skillets.
skillets. Where did that come
biscuit.
from?
You know, me and my partner, April Robinson.
Uh-huh.
You know, we're both Southern. She's a chef
Uh-huh.
from Charleston, and me being a Southern guy from North Carolina. We just had some synergies, and food represented something that was really some staple in the family, and we wanted to, you know, express ourselves through food. Everybody loves food, and you know, the idea came, and I thought it was great. I
So-
said, I love grits. Like, if it's anything that I want to have in my house and every morning, it's grits.
Really?
Yeah, with butter and salt, pepper. You know,
No sugar?
I don't need no sugar in my grits. No.
You know that's the great
Don't
debate.
start, don't
do
you
we
start.
do? That's the great debate.
Cut.
Sugar-
This is the interview is over.
Is the sugar in the grits, or is it no sugar in the grits?
No sugar in the grits, man.
Oh, okay.
No. But we do sweet potato grits.
Okay.
Yeah, where you actually put sweet potato in the grits, man, and it's really good.
So why we ain't seen you on battling Bobby Flay or something? What I mean,
I'm on my way.
okay.
Bobby, you better get ready, baby.
Because I don't think I knew that about you, that you were
Yeah.
such a good cook. So what's your
Yeah.
go-to besides grits? If I come over for dinner, what does Anthony make?
Wow. My cabbage, absolutely. My cabbage would be one. My curry corn, and I'd make either swordfish, roasted swordfish, in a butter cilantro.
Now listen, I'm from Virginia,
Yeah,
Southern Virginia,
yeah.
close to North Carolina.
Well, you want me
So
to,
where did you learn how to make swordfish? Because we don't make swordfish in Virginia.
man, I used to see them in the store, and they looked so good.
Uh-huh.
And I tried the tuna steaks, and I think those, you know, if you cook those too long, it get real dense.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with the swordfish, but I learned to cook it really slow and even, and it came out so buttery. And yeah, it just has a flavor, man. And I would jerk it, a little bit of jerk seasoning on it, and it's incredible.
Okay.
It's just trial and error. And you know, I make these turkey chops. I have some amazing vegan dishes. My vegan meatloaf is incredible. My vegan lasagna, my salmon spaghetti. Yeah, I got a
Okay.
few-
So
few
what
different things.
broke you from being a vegan?
You know what? I think I was in the hospital with COVID
Okay.
for 2 weeks, and you know, in there, I had to get some strength. So
You
I
needed
found,
to
you know, they were trying to get me vegan stuff, and it was the worst stuff they could ever find. Oh my God, it was the worst. Vegan.
Yeah.
Man, the hospital, don't go there looking for no vegan. It was trash. So I ended up eating salmon.
Mhm.
So they would get me salmon, these little salmon steaks, and they would grill that, sweet potato and spinach. And I would eat that every single day for lunch and dinner, and oatmeal and with raisins in the morning and banana. And it became food for
Uh-huh.
me. And I started feeling like I was getting stronger. And when I got out, I was sitting at home. I was like, man, I almost died a vegan.
Right. So wait a minute. Are you a pescatarian now? Or are you?
Yeah, pesky, but you know, I slipped back into chicken.
Oh.
That's what happened when I got out. I bought a bag of chicken, man, and I fried. It was about 15 pieces, and I fried about 8. I mean, I fried about 12 of them, and I ate at least 7
Okay.
right then. It was the best thing ever. But I'll be back.
Gotcha.
Vegan, you know, I
Gotcha.
still eat pretty good.
Cook clean.
Yeah, I eat pretty clean.
Okay.
I'll spend $1,000 on a turkey burger if I have
Listen.
to make sure it's clean.
Okay, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
not $1,000. So don't charge me that because I will not pay it.
that's what your bill gonna be next time. So quick question.
Go to Jackson Hole.
You sign people now. You have your own.
I have my own label, my music box, my first artist, Jay Hines.
Mm-hmm.
After you back it up, then stop. Just drop it like it's hot, baby. Don't stop. I can put you in.
Yeah, we have a single coming out called Body Like Scissor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when can we expect that?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, we just shot the video and we're in the last edit of the video and looking forward to it. I think this song will really capture the attention of the masses, and the younger generation gonna really love it too.
So what's his style? What's he?
He has his own style, but you know, it'll be in the Chris Brown. There's a few songs that sound a little bit like The Weeknd. Like he's so versatile,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it'll be a younger genre of music that whatever they're doing right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, just in case you're looking for a new artist. Me. No.
Yeah.
But what does Anthony Hamilton look for when he's looking for a new artist?
I think originality.
Okay.
I think somebody who has their own identity,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like they're true
Mhm.
in it, because you can't sell something that the artists don't believe themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. And when it comes to like singing, I want you to be able to take it there,
Gotcha.
make me feel something. Yeah, there's different voices that I look for. If it's country, I want it to feel like home. Yeah.
So where do you find your talent?
You know, sometimes you see them online. Sometimes someone will introduce you to somebody. And sometimes you can just be walking. We were uptown one day. There was this guy, younger white guy, by the name of Jaron. And my brother heard him singing.
Mm.
We were in the bathroom. And he was like, man, there's this guy that was singing in the bathroom. You want to meet him? I said, yeah, let me hear. This dude was really dope.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got to see what Jaron's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in New York. We're here because you are doing your pop-up shop here at Nordstrom's for your hat line collaboration that you're doing with Debbie. Remind me her last name. Lorenzo.
Debbie Lorenzo. Francis Gray.
Okay.
Anthony Hamilton Capsule Collection. And we have these amazing hats, man. And, you know.
So Frances Gray is my great-grandmother. When my mom passed away, we were going through her papers and things, and I found a picture of my great-grandmother, and I was like, wow, the name was just so beautiful, Frances Gray, and the way it was written on her passport, her signature. And so I put it on my vision board. I was like, I didn't think I would use it. I thought my daughter, because she was in school at the time for fashion, so I was like, maybe she'll use it for something. And when I was in that place in my life figuring out, and then I decided that I wanted to do hats, I was like, I'll use the Frances Gray name. So it's generational, and my daughter works with me, so it's all a part of like the legacy collection and just passing down legacy and heirlooms to your children. My daughter works with me, Anthony with the music, with his boys, so it's just a beautiful connection.
We both love hats and know the importance of passing down heirlooms and heritage and just creating something for our family
Right.
to be proud of.
And so you also have a fedora line that you're sort of.
After this, I'll do my fedora hat, House of Fedora.
Okay.
I'll do that, and see where that takes us to.
So going back to the hat line, how did that even come about? How did this collaboration come
A
about?
conversation, Michelle Sanchez Boyce, who knew Debbie very well, introduced me. She said, this is a hat maker and milliner that I know, and I want you to meet her. She's so dope. And we met, and we clicked.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, we started talking fabric and style and crowns and all this different stuff. And so we ended up going to a studio in Brooklyn. It's probably 100 years old. I forgot the family's name, but well known in the fashion industry. And from there, we just like, hey, let's do it. Put our names together and our creativity and see what the people, how they respond. So yesterday, our first pop-up, our goal was 10,
Mhm.
and we ended up selling about 20 hats.
Oh wow.
And, you know, they're not cheap
Right.
for
But you're in
300-400.
Nordstrom, so they got it.
You know,
Anybody if they're in Nordstrom, they got it.
come on in the room,
Can they put it on their Nordstrom's code?
put it on your car.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to artists, like what artists out right now that is really catching your attention?
Wow, that's a few really good ones. I'm bumping Coco Jones. I love what she's doing. Definitely love her. Lucky Day.
I love those.
Yeah, man. Giveon. Because I'm a big hip hop head too, so I like a lot of the rap. I've been bumping Kodak Black. I think he's interesting and entertaining. But yeah, and Jasmine Sullivan. You know, she's still part of the younger generation, but you know, she's been around for a while. There's some talented people. SZA, I like what she's doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some things, now that you have had such an illustrious career that has spanned over a few decades now, what are some things that you are happy that you did, and what is one regret that you wish you had done?
In terms of fashion or life or what?
Just your career and how you managed your career and how you moved.
I think when coming from where I'm from was really at its peak, and my career was at its peak, I should have asked for the moon, the stars, the sun, and the mountains.
You didn't know your worth at the time.
You don't really know it at that time. You don't, you try to be like, well, I don't want to ask for too much.
Right.
I would have asked for everything out of Kanye West.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a regret.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is one of the things you're most proud of that when you look back, you're like, I'm so glad that I did that?
Stayed Anthony Hamilton.
Okay.
And did it my way.
All right.
Yeah.
That's pivotal.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So with Behind the Scenes Beauty, we normally end out on this amazing question, which is, what does Anthony Hamilton find beauty in?
I find beauty in confidence. I find beauty in just nature. I think outside is one of the most beautiful places you can go to inhale something so magical and beautiful, and it offers so much. I think I'm a nature boy.
Okay.
So the ocean, the trees, and then, confidence in people, smile, good personalities,
Amen.
good spirits. I think that's something that stands out to me.
Okay, I'm going to go back to one thing that you mentioned earlier. I just want to ask, do you feel the pressure to try to stay relevant at this point in your career?
There's some moments when I feel like I want to switch it up and do things, but then I get an inbox from a Kodak Black or Drake or you're on Blue Vandross's wish list to work with, and so I was like, if they're still reaching out to me to get the Anthony Hamilton, maybe I need to stay in Anthony Hamilton land and get what's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you have moments when you want to venture out.
Right.
And I get a chance to do that doing hip hop and doing other genres of music. But for the most part, I better feed the family who's been feeding me.
Listen, I feel like you have that Charlie Wilson appeal, though. That like classic.
Yeah.
That what you bring is that classic to whatever the genre or whatever people are doing now. So I feel like that's who Anthony Hamilton is.
I like that. I'll take that.
Yeah, because think about it. He's had a huge career.
Yeah.
And still love him to this day.
Yeah, him and Ronald Isley.
Ronald Isley.
Mr. Big.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's still doing it well. I'm excited to see where Anthony goes next.
So when should we expect? I know you just launched an album.
I think that album, Love Is the New Black, is a great album. I think it's really amazing. But I think COVID and people just getting back to life, I think people were, they just were, I don't know what people were looking for and how they missed it. And all that stuff. But the next album definitely will be something really, really, really powerful, great, and it won't be long. It'll be probably no longer than a year.
Okay.
Or the end of this year.
Well, I look forward to it.
Absolutely, man. Me too.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Anthony.
brother.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate you so
Yes,
much.
sir. Appreciate it, man.
Definitely. Where should we look out for you? What's going on? Anything?
Anthony Hamilton Official on Instagram, Facebook, Anthony Hamilton Official, Twitter, Hamilton Anthony. And you can see me at Target somewhere.
Listen.
Yeah, Hamilton Corner Store. Come by.
Listen. Be in Charlotte anywhere.
Absolutely.
So, because you still live in Charlotte.
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, absolutely.
What made you stay in Charlotte?
When it was time to buy a house, I was living in Harlem. I got a little money tag. I started looking for houses and stuff. I was like, man, I can't see paying
$1
this
million
much money.
for a box.
So I said, I'm going home.
Okay, I got
And I
it.
went home in 2005, and I've been back ever since.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes, sir. All right. Take care.
Behind the scenes.